good to see you again. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all had a great weekend. Happy Monday. Luka fans, rejoice. Got more Luka content for you guys. Firstly, I know you might be getting sick and tired of me saying this, but thank you to every single one of you guys. You know, just the other day, I woke up with 400 subscribers and I was over the moon. Now we're but we're over halfway to 600. So thank you to every single one of you guys who've been watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. It's been a pleasure, making this content for you guys. And it's a bigger pleasure, meeting all of you. I'm meeting people from the US, from Canada, from Europe, from the UK. I mean, what more would I want? For me, I'm just happy that you guys are enjoying the content. And don't worry, I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Now, there's a chance I might be back at work next week because my injury is finally looking good. It's healing very well. So there's a chance I might be going back next week. The video's not going to stop. Even if I start uploading at maybe a slower pace, I'm not going to stop. I'm still going to be uploading daily content every week. So don't worry about that. Now today, we're going to be checking out another video by Post 2K. Now with Post 2K, we watched his video about the 2016 NBA Finals, which was an amazing video. I loved it. And today, we're going to go over a bit of a controversial topic that's happened recently, and that's our boy Luka Dončić being traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Lakers secretly. Just no one saw it coming, no one knew about it, and from what I've been told, Luka was like born and bred. Well, maybe not born, but like he was the Dallas Mavericks star, essentially. So you can imagine the people's reactions when he suddenly got drafted to the Lakers without any explanation. No one knows why. Now, I forgot who he was traded with. I read this a while back. Yeah, man, the name I remember reading about it, but I just can't remember the name. So that's my bad. But still, there's a lot of controversy surrounding his trade. Today we're going to be checking out this video. So I've got nearly half an hour of Luka content for you guys today. I'm spoiling you, man. But look, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment your suggestion, maybe give me some further information about this whole situation with Luka. And because I love discussing this with you guys, and the more I read the comments, the more I watch, the more I learn as well. And this can be beneficial for people who are even new to the sport too. I mean, I feel like a lot of you are familiar with the sport, but there could be a couple of you who are still fairly new as well. So this series is perfect for both sides. Now I feel like I've spoken enough. This has turned off perfect. I hope you guys enjoy this. Where's my juice? I'm gonna get my juice. I got my sugar-free cordial, because I'm trying to cut down. I've got a trip to Japan planned soon, so I gotta slim down a bit, you know what I mean? So I got my sugar-free cordial here. Get your snacks ready, guys. Let's get to watching. I'm excited for this.
Something like this has never happened in the history of the NBA. A 25-year-old generational talent, face of the franchise, who's about to enter the prime of his career, gets traded away on a whim, a mere 7 months after carrying his team to the NBA Finals. No trade request, no bad blood, just out of the blue, he's gone. I still can't believe it. The Luka Dončić era in Dallas is over, right as it was getting started. So I thought I'd make a video dedicated to Luka's 7-year tenure as a Dallas Maverick. A video I thought I'd never make. Yet, here we are.
7-year tenure, holy shit.
They're shredding him. Maneuvers for the lead. Got it! What a shot!
The Luka era in Dallas.
It was
Here we
draft
go.
night 2018. Luka Dončić is selected 3rd overall by the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, not the Mavericks, but Dallas had something up their sleeve. They traded their 5th overall pick in Trae Young and a 1st-round pick to acquire Luka, a trade that years later is seen as one of the most lopsided transactions in recent history. Well, at least it was. With Dirk Nowitzki entering the final.
Hold on. Let's see. I want to see if I recognize the names. The Mavericks get Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was the one that was traded by Luka, right? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So apparently with Anthony Davis as well, correct me if I'm wrong, but he has a history of injuries. So trading Luka for Anthony Davis wasn't a very popular decision with the fans.
At least it was. With Dirk Nowitzki entering the final season of his career, Dallas just got blessed with the next international superstar falling right into their lap.
2019.
Rookie Luka was a problem. In just his 7th game, he exploded for 31 8-4 against the San Antonio Spurs for his first career 30-point game. Doncic.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Holy shit.
30-point game. Doncic was immediately showing flashes of his effortless scoring ability, which was on full display against Houston in December of 2018.
Matthews moves it along. Luka open corner 3.
Whoa.
Houston having an 8-point lead, then cut to 5, and now cut to 2. The Mavericks have scored 6 straight. It's all
Man, this guy is just so good.
Switched on to Luka.
Oh, look at that footwork.
Down 8 with just under 3 minutes to go, Luka scores 11 straight points in the clutch,
wow.
capped off by a nasty step-back triple on Clint Capella to go up 3 and win the game. This kid didn't just have the talent, he had that clutch gene that so few players possessed, let alone a rookie, putting it on full display once again just weeks later in Portland, where Luka Magic was born.
Got it. Here it is. Corner, Luka.
Oh my god.
How did he do it? That is Luka Magic.
An impossible right-handed ceiling-scraping floater from the right corner to send the game to overtime.
How?
A shot that could only be described as Luka Magic. This dude was cold-blooded in the clutch, and he'd do it again against Denver. Down 1 with 15 seconds left, Doncic blows past Plumlee and punishes 2 Nuggets at the rim for the N1 slam to go up 1. Luka was doing some insane stuff in a season that was worthy of the Rookie of the Year award, as he averaged 21 points, 7 boards, and 6 dimes on the season.
Jesus.
Dallas had something special on their hands, and as Dirk retired at the end of the season, the torch was being passed from one international superstar, Nowitzki, to the next in Luka.
2020. An infamous year.
Luka's unreal rookie year put the league on notice, and in just his 5th game of his sophomore season, the King put him to the test. On November 1st, 2019, Luka and LeBron had an all-out duel on national television, going back and forth at each other in an overtime thriller. Doncic would finish the game with 31, 13, and 15,
Oh my God,
while
damn.
LeBron dropped 39, 12, and 16. They were electric. After the game, LeBron showered Luka with lots of praise, calling him a bad MFer as they dapped up. Man, this would be a hell of a duo.
Doncic fires down.
Imagine getting approval this early on in your career by arguably one of the greatest in the sport. Some people say he is the greatest. I haven't seen enough videos of LeBron, but I trust you guys.
Court to James in stride.
Just weeks after their matchup, Luka exploded for 42, 11, and 12 against
No
the Spurs
shot.
to become just the 2nd player in NBA history with a 40-point triple-double at 20 years old.
Like a triple
Joining
double
who
is.
else but the King. And then he did it again just a month later against Detroit. Luka was blossoming right in front of our eyes as a surefire superstar. So much so that when he visited LA on December 29th, 2019, Kobe and his daughter Gianna made an
R.I.P.
appearance courtside to see him in person. including a nice moment where he caught Luka's attention by speaking Slovenian to him as they dapped up. Little did we know that that night at Staples Center, we had the past, the present, and the future of Laker greats in the building, in what was unfortunately the last game Kobe and Gianna ever attended, as they both passed away.
That's sad, man.
Just a month later. Luka would finish his sophomore year averaging 28, 9, and 8, making his first All-Star appearance and first-team All-NBA selection, finishing 4th in MVP voting, 6th in scoring, and leading the league with 17 triple-doubles. Dallas had a generational superstar in their hands, a type of guy you wait a lifetime for, with the potential to become one of the greatest players in the history of the game, a belief that was cemented in the playoffs.
Oh, this guy's a freak.
The Mavericks would face the Kawhi and PG-led Clippers in the bubble in Luka's first postseason appearance, and the dude tapped into something special. In Game 1, he caught fire, dropping 42 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists in a loss. But Dallas responded with a win in Game 2, then lost Game 3 to go down 2-1 in the series. So, in an attempt to avoid a 3-1 hole, Luka went out and put on one of the greatest playoff performances of all time.
Oh, this should be good.
Falling away, up and in. Luka Dončić dazzling once again. Humbling experience. Oh, nice Euro step from Doncic. Lou Williams is on Doncic. Long three-pointer. Puts it in. Luka Dončić from way downtown. That strength. Spins on Jackson. Layup. It's good. 40-point triple-double, and the Mavericks are up 2.
You guys weren't lying. Luka is just on a whole different level. I have already uploaded 2 videos of me reacting to his plays, but I feel like those 2 videos don't do him justice. What this video has shown so far, and we're only 7 minutes in. This is only 7 minutes in, and it's shown me so much more. Man, this guy. The triple doubles, 41 points in a game, getting approval from LeBron, from Kobe.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, 3-pointer. Bang!
Oh.
It's good. Doncic wins the game at the buzzer. Let's go.
Even the refs, dude. Even look at them all.
Luka was a demon in Game 4, exploding for 43 points, 17 rebounds, and 13 assists,
Forget the
becoming just
triple-double,
the
man.
3rd player in history to drop a 40, 15, and 10 game in the playoffs.
If that doesn't show you how good he is, I don't know what.
He's 21 years old. Oh, and he nailed a 27-foot step-back buzzer beater to win the game and tie the series at 2. Doncic and the Mavs would go on to lose the series in 6, but what Luka showed in his first playoff series was mind-numbing. I mean, having a superstar player is great, but having a generational superstar who can elevate his game in the postseason is beyond rare. Luka was legit, which meant the league was
Oh, yeah, the fuck.
Entering his 3rd season, everyone knew that this dude was a problem, and it took him no time to get into a groove, as he averaged a near 28-point triple-double through the first 11 games of the season.
Jesus Christ, man.
Luka was taking over. Nothing was going to slow him down, and that includes the Celtics.
Doncic, down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds, Doncic for the win! Oh yeah!
What a beautiful 3-pointer, man.
I swear everyone in the building knew where he was going. A step back going left on the left side of the floor, and yet there was nothing anyone could do about it. A ridiculous 30-footer for game. But if you thought that was nice, check this out.
Gotta get it in.
Nice pass.
Here's Luka. Gets it away. It's gone.
You're kidding me, right?
Dagger.
You're kidding me.
Luka hit an insane
How?
one-legged floater from 3 to beat the Grizzlies at the buzzer. A
How is that
game
possible?
winner that I've never seen before in my life. Doncic was a killer this season. He averaged 27, 8, and 8, made his second All-Star appearance, captured another first-team All-NBA selection, and carried Dallas to the 5th seed in the West,
Wow.
lining them up for a rematch.
2021 playoffs. Here we go.
In round 1 against the Clippers, Luka had what I consider to be his greatest playoff series as a Dallas Maverick. In their 7-game series, he averaged an efficient 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists, while also notching 3 40-point games, including 46, 7, and 14 in a do-or-die Game 7, a Game 7 that Dallas lost. Luka was a one-man army, and even an all-time great playoff series couldn't get the Mavericks over the hump. The guy is unquestionably one of the greatest players in the league now, and he's due to break through.
He is. He is one of the greatest.
By just his
I mean, how many 40-plus points games has he had? How many triple-doubles has he had? I'm starting to get convinced, guys, that these players in the NBA, they're not human.
4th season,
None of them
Luka
are
was
human.
already regarded as a top 5 player in the NBA, and the best player under 25 by a mile. A guy like this only comes around once in a generation. Dallas was lucky to have him. I mean, even his new head coach and all-time great point guard Jason Kidd referred to him as a young Picasso. And he was right on the money, because in just his 9th game of the season, he painted a masterpiece.
Powell came back in.
Are they the Celtics?
Luka driving to the left, fading and scoring.
Oh, I thought the Celtics.
But there is a hoop. Here's the switch. It's Luka.
Oh, it is the Celtics. Is it?
Left side of
Did I actually get it right? It is the Celtics. Look at that. I'm learning.
the floor. Luka's three.
Luka Magic.
Another step-back game winner on the left side of the floor against Boston to go with 33,
What
9,
a
and 7.
goal.
Luka was a menace. Later in the season, he'd go off against who else but the Clippers for his first career 50-point game. And funny
50-point
enough,
game.
they'd play LA again just 2 days later, and he torched them for 45, 15, and 8. Doncic was toying with the Clippers. Actually, he was toying with the entire
How?
league. His dominance led Dallas to a 52-win season and the 4th seed in the West. Luka made yet another All-Star team and got his 3rd consecutive first-team All-NBA selection while averaging 28, 9, and 8. The dude was at the top of his game, and he was poised for a deep playoff run.
2022.
In round 1, Dallas faced the Utah Jazz, and despite Luka missing the first 3 games of the series due to injury, the Mavs took care of business, sending Utah home in 6 to win their first playoff series in the Luka era. And what was their reward for doing so? A 64-win Phoenix Suns team in the 2nd round. But that ain't nothing for Luka. In Game 1, he fried the Suns for 45 points, 12 boards, and 8 dimes, yet they still lost by 7. And in
Ow.
Game 2, he lit them up for 35, but this time they got killed by 20 to go down 0-2. It was looking rough, but Dallas responded. Back at home for games 3 and 4, Doncic averaged 26, 10, and 10 in both games to tie the series at 2. However,
Another
back in the
triple-double.
Valley for Game 5, they got humiliated by 30 points. And Devin Booker was letting Luka hear it, doing everything in his power to get under his skin. And I appreciate Booker doing that, because he gave us an all-time soundbite.
Here we go. Here we go.
Everybody acting tough, but they up. Everybody acting tough. Everybody acting tough, but they up. Everybody acting tough.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
something that MJ would do, and from what we've seen so far in his career, Luka is cut from that same cloth. He's an absolute killer who's willing to do anything to win, and when he's given an extra push, he'll turn into
Here
a
we go.
monster.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Bring
Back
it.
at home in Game 6, he exploded for 33, 11, and 8 to force a Game 7 back in Phoenix, where he let his game do the talking.
Stevenson drive.
I could watch this all day, guys. Honestly. Look at that look, dude. Look, he's a fucking killer. He's a machine.
Stunning. 27-point lead. Down goes Johnson. 3 lead. Oh no. They're shredding him. Oh no, he didn't.
Bring him back. Come on.
A murder. It was a murder. Luka was a human heat check, dropping 27 in the first half. As
Boom.
much as the entire Phoenix Suns roster.
Oh
He
my
finished the game
God.
with 35 and 10 to blow Booker and the Suns out of their building by 33 points. And it gets better. Luka finished the series with more points than volume scorer Devin Booker, more rebounds than big man DeAndre Ayton, more assists than the point god, and more steals than their defensive ace in Mikal.
Now, I don't know who any of these guys are. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So I can't sort of what's the word? I can't maybe appreciate these statistics as much as you guys. So if anyone has watched up to this point, you know, if you maybe give me a little bit of an explanation or some tips or advice, maybe a video to watch regarding these guys, that'd be very helpful. I mean, these stats are amazing, right? But if for me to truly understand how big this achievement is, you know, I got to be more familiar with these players.
Bridges. This was Luka at his peak. It was Jordan-esque, and the only team that could stop him was one that was on a mission.
Oh,
Despite
boy,
some
Steph
unreal
Curry.
performances by Luka in the Western Conference Finals, Dallas lost in 5 to a Golden State team that went on to win the championship. Although he fell short, Luka's 2022 playoff run showed the world how special he truly was. He was forming into one of the greats. And better yet, he's only 23 years old.
That's crazy, man. But I'm 28. Making me feel like I haven't done anything in my life.
There's only one way I can describe 2023 Luka: a one-man offensive powerhouse. Through his first 10 games of the season, he was averaging 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. The man was unguardable. I mean, look at this.
Stolen by Doncic. Could be fun.
He's flying. Oh my God.
As well.
Luka completely detonated on Drew Holiday as the crowd roared in shock. Not bad for a dude with terrible conditioning, right? Doncic was playing at a historic level, but even that couldn't prepare us for what he did on December 27th,
Oh no.
2022.
Here we go.
Yes, right index finger laceration. Bang!
Oh,
Luka
wow.
for 3. Luka on the dribble away from Grimes. Oh, 3 minutes to go against Detroit. Wow. Execute that. Knocks down the.
Nothing shocks me about this game.
And that drew rim. It's still loose. Luka.
He grabbed it. And he scores. That is fucking amazing, man. Holy.
We've seen something that we will never, ever, ever forget. Luka Dončić scored 60 points.
How's it feel right now?
I'm tired as hell.
You can rest later, you're young.
I need a recovery beer.
60, 21, and 10. Yes, 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists. The first 60-20-10 game in the history of the NBA. And
That
he
is
did
amazing,
it
man.
at 23 years old. This guy was not human. The Mavs were down 9 with 30.
See? Exactly what I said. He's not human. But these guys aren't human. But Luka is 100% not human. He must be using some AI.
3 seconds left. They were
I
not
don't even
supposed to
know,
win
man.
this game. But when you got Luka Magic on your team, anything's possible. This was the peak of a hell of a season for Doncic. He made his 4th All-Star appearance, received his 4th first-team All-NBA selection, was 2nd in the league in scoring, averaged a stupendous 32, 8, and 8 stat line, yet somehow Dallas missed the playoffs. The team had lost its identity from that Western Conference Finals run. They even traded for Kyrie Irving at the deadline, but it wasn't enough to make a push for the playoffs. Luka and the Mavs will now have some extra rest as they ramp up for a revengeful 2024 season. And I'll tell you what, it was better than expected.
All right, 2024.
Entering his 6th season at 24 years old, Luka hadn't even hit his prime yet and was widely regarded as a top 3 talent in the NBA. And somehow, his game hit a different gear. On opening night, he poured in 33, 13, and 10 against the Spurs and the NBA's newest star, as he hit a dagger step-back 3 late in the 4th, letting Wembanyama know the NBA was his league. Just 2 nights later, he'd go nuclear for 49 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, but those stats were an afterthought, considering he did this.
Late in the shot clock, 4 seconds, got it from Kleba, again late in the clock, in desperation.
Oh my God. King Luka Magic, man.
One-handed hook shot floater to go up 3 with 30 seconds left to win the game. That was Luka Magic, and he'd keep his foot on the gas too, scoring 30 points in 20 of his first 27 games of the season, leading us to a Christmas Day game against his son, the Phoenix Suns. Luka put up a masterful performance with 50 points, 6 rebounds, 15 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. Doncic was dominant. Everyone was talking about this performance, but what he did just 1 month later left us all speechless.
It just seems like every season he somehow just takes it to a whole different level. Averaging 33 triple doubles, 30 plus points, 40 plus points, 50 plus points, 60 plus points, all these 3-pointers. And now, somehow, some way, he's about to take it even further. I don't know if I'm ready for this, man.
Luka, baseline, yeah, baby. They complete the group on the floor for Atlanta, but it's a Luka show. Johnson for 3 over Capella, hard. Bullseye! Luka probing, drifting back to the baseline. Yeah, baby.
Oh, man.
There's been a lot of games. Here's the step back for a new Maverick record. Dallas in transition. Luka inside.
And he makes it in.
Hits it, basket and a foul. Splits a double. Keeps the dribble alive. All the way to the hoop. Scoop to the hoop with a foul. Points 71 and 72.
A 73-point game. The 4th highest scoring performance in the history of the NBA.
I'm out. Explain to me. How is that even possible? I can understand a 30 game, maybe even a 40. But then a 50 game? Then has a 60-point game? And now a 70-point game. Why did I take this long to get into basketball? Better late than never.
Now belong to Luka Dončić. Plus add on 10 rebounds and 7 assists on 75% shooting from the field. He legitimately had one of the greatest games of all time. Luka's brilliance would continue throughout the rest of the season as he earned his 5th consecutive All-Star appearance and first-team All-NBA selection, while leading the league in scoring as he averaged 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Video game numbers. But it was only good enough to finish 3rd in MVP voting.
What?
Shocking.
This is just shocking.
I was absolutely shocked.
Oh no, here we go, here we go.
It wasn't a big deal. Luka had his eyes set on something greater.
2024 playoffs, here we go.
Doncic and the Mavs would face an old foe in round 1.
The Clippers.
Those goddamn LA Clippers. And after a 12-point loss in game 1, it looked like history was going to repeat itself. That is until Luka took over.
Let's see some Luka magic. Oh, fucking hell, man.
Gets into it quickly, lines it up. Luka Dončić is lethal against Harden. Doncic lines it up. It goes! He is that guy!
A monster 32-6-9 performance on the road, including some huge step-back threes to seal the win with an emphatic roar and some choice words for the crowd. Luka's performance gave Dallas all the momentum as they went on to win 3 of their next 4 games to finally win a series against the Clippers, lining them up to face the #1 seed OKC Thunder in round 2. This is where Luka had statistically the worst series of his career, averaging 24, 10, and 8, which sounds crazy, but it's true, as he dealt with right ankle soreness and a right knee sprain throughout the series. But the Mavericks still managed to take care of business, beating OKC in 6 games to get back to the Western Conference Finals, where they'll face Minnesota and the man vying to become the next face of the NBA. In Game 1, Luka showed Ant what's good, frying him for 33, 6, and 8, including 15 of those in the 4th quarter with a step-back 3 in his mouth and a dagger from the right side to secure the win. And if Game 1 didn't convince you of who the top dog was, Game 2 definitely did.
Doncic got a lively screen. Step back 3.
Bam! Here we go. Here we go. We're cooking.
Stutter steps and backpedals for a triple. The series for the first time he had been 0-5. Down it goes. What a play! Doncic the other way, up and down.
Man, this guy is amazing.
Down by 2. There's the switch.
This guy.
Doncic
Look at the footwork.
delivers for the win. What a shot! Dallas has taken the lead.
Oh my god.
Luka made 4-time Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert look like a giraffe on ice as he stepped back and drained a cold-blooded game winner, letting Rudy know that he can't guard him. Headed back home up 2-0, Dallas won Game 3 to take a commanding 3-0 lead. Minnesota threw one last punch in Game 4 to make it 3-1, but by the time we got to the first quarter of Game 5, you knew it was over. Doncic exploded for 20 in the period, scoring from literally everywhere on the court, finishing the game with 36, 10, and 5, lifting Dallas to their first finals appearance since Dirk in 2011. The prophecy was being fulfilled.
Until...
I'll keep it real, the finals were not great for Luka. He dropped 30 and 10 in Game 1, but they got smacked by 18. And in Game 2, he poured in a 32-point triple-double, yet they still lost by 7 to go down 0-2 in the series. And it only got worse, because in Game 3, we got the Luka meltdown. He complained, he played piss-poor defense, and fouled out of the game. Some of the calls were questionable, others were completely his fault. And as he picked up his 6th foul, he screams at the coaching staff in anger to challenge the play. The call stands, and he sits on the bench for the final 4 minutes of the game as he watches his team go down 0-3 in the series. It was embarrassing. Dallas would give one last effort in Game 4 to push the finals back to Boston for a Game 5, where the Celtics won and were crowned NBA champions. Luka and the Mavs were as close as they've ever been to a title. It was heartbreaking, but despite the loss, this roster proved they were capable of winning a championship. And hey, there's always next year.
So you think?
The beginning of the 2025 season was a bit of a roller coaster for Luka. He was putting up his usual numbers, but fans were voicing their concerns that he didn't look like himself. He looked slower, lethargic, and sluggish, even more so than usual. It was worrisome, but
more so than usual.
Luka is
Interesting.
known for playing himself into shape throughout the season. So it wasn't a massive concern. Dallas was still a favorite to win the title and be atop the Western Conference by the time the season was over. But on Christmas Day, health became a serious concern. Luka suffered a non-contact injury against Minnesota, leaving the game and not returning, as it was then reported that he suffered a calf sprain and would be out for over a month.
Now I'm no professional sport player, but I've been trying to recover from a torn muscle in my left calf, so I can only imagine how he felt during recovery. But for him not being able to play, must have been torture.
It was bad news, but it didn't scream any red flags. Luka is rehabbing to get healthy, targeting a return in early February. And once he does return, there's no doubt that Dallas will be right back into championship contention. After all, they have Luka
Dončić headed to the Lakers, Anthony Davis headed to the Mavericks in a seismic trade that shakes up the reigning Western Conference champion Mavs and gives LeBron James in Los Angeles a 25-year-old superstar who's been All-NBA first team for 5 straight years.
In what is the most jaw-dropping trade in NBA history, a 25-year-old Luka Dončić, about to enter the prime of his career, gets traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. A generational talent who's carried a franchise, who's shown flashes of becoming one of the greatest players in the history of the game, is gone. In the blink of an eye, the Luka Dončić era in Dallas is over. Right as it was getting started.
I was meant to be new. I was meant to be beautiful. The world would have looked to the sky and seen hope, seen mercy. Instead, there would have been horror because of you. You wounded me.
Oh man, holy shit. Guys, this video was incredible. I may not, fully, man, that ending of him, showing the clips, the quick highlights of Luka with the Mavericks, and then it shows his era, the Luka Dončić era in Mavericks, being over. For 7 years being part of the Dallas Mavericks, only to be suddenly traded to the Lakers at his peak. Like, I can sort of feel the frustration that you guys must have felt, the confusion. Like, why? And there's no valid explanation to why he was traded. And what not pisses me off, but what annoys me is that he didn't get the chance to win or become an NBA champion with the Mavericks. If that happened and then he was traded to the Lakers, I guess it wouldn't have been that bad. Maybe I could be wrong, but from what I've seen so far and what I understand, it's just so unfortunate that he just didn't get to win the championship with the Mavericks, especially having spent 7 years. He pretty much was brought up with the Mavericks. He grew with them. He was their star, the golden child. I mean, come on, 70 points, 60 points, 50 points, triple doubles, single-handed goals, scoring from all over the court. I mean, I think this video has truly shown me how good this guy is. Lakers are very lucky, man. No hate to the Lakers. I mean, to be honest, the only 2 players I'm familiar with now, LeBron, Luka. Still have a lot of learning to do. But man, they got a star. Now, I don't know anything about Anthony Davis. I'm not going to say anything, I don't have the knowledge or the, I guess, maybe valid opinions to really say much. Oh man, I feel you guys now to an extent, but I feel you. I don't think I was ready for this video. But now at least I understand the importance or you know what he brought to the table when he was with the Mavericks. God damn, man. The sport is incredible. Ah, man, I love this. I love this. Now the question is, how long is it gonna take before you see me in NBA merch? You know, sooner or later I'm gonna have to pick a team. I don't know who, but it's gonna happen eventually. But yeah, look guys, this was incredible. I had fun watching this. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching this. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. It helps a lot. If you want to take it a step further, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 600 subscribers. And as usual, if you have any more suggestions, any recommendations, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, the Discord link is in the bio. I'd love for you guys to join the Discord, be part of the community. Also follow the Twitch. I'll be streaming, you know, every now and then. I want to sort of try and watch the highlights on stream because mine keep getting blocked on YouTube. So that might be a little fun thing we can do in the streams. So, until the next video, guys, take care, stay safe, keep grinding, never give up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!